choosing a ceramic coating, a 1 versus 5 year. What should I do, right? It's a common question. Our 1 year is called Uno, our 5 year is called Sparta. There's a lot of differences, okay? There's also a lot of misconceptions about coatings and different things. So we're just sat down here and make it really easy to have a conversation about the difference in a 1 year and a 5 year. Obviously, durability. It's the first thing. But there's some chemistry things that we need to talk about. Marty, why don't you tell me 1 year coating versus 5 year coating, what's the major difference?
Oh, like you said, everybody would know off the bat, they do want to know that, and they do want to go, hey, is it just the longevity? Is it just that one lasts 1 year, one lasts 5 years? Hey, can I just put it on and it lasts 1 year or 5 years? Biggest difference for me when I think of 1 year and 5 year, I think of application. That's what I think of. Like the 1 year application versus the 5 year application. Was it 1 year? I'm in it. I'm in it all day long. Right? 45 minutes and I'm out. So I joke about in it all day long. Sparta though, 5 year, you might spend a little bit more time applying it, right? But when I think of 1 and 5 year, the big difference for me is the application. That 1 year application is much more simple.
Yeah, and let's talk about chemistry here. And it's one of the things that we need to kind of air out. You're seeing a lot of different advertisements. You're seeing you can spray this on, it'll fix all your problems to go away. First of all, coating should come in a glass or a metal bottle. Okay? If it's not in a glass or a metal bottle, it's not a ceramic coating. And there's a real easy way. Solvents eat through 99.9% of the plastic that you see people using, right?
Or they would get a plastic bottle that would just be almost fragile and it'd be like where you can, and then people don't ever send those out. They would never, they'd get beat up on, hey, your bottle's messed up, or hey, your bottle's messed up.
Yeah, and you'd get leaking, it'd start to eat away at the seams of the bottle. Plastic is just not something that you see, you would need such industrial grade plastic, it wouldn't be economical, okay? So 1 year and 5 year, here's the biggest difference for me. We call it active or solids in the coating, right? A 1 year is going to have a lower amount of solids than a 5 year. And solids are basically, and we kind of internally use the word active ingredient most of the times because that's what you want left behind. So ceramic coatings have solvents, some have different resins, some have SiO2, TiO2, but the things you want on your paint are those active ingredients, are those solids. So 1 year, the reason it's easier to work with is because it's a lower solid count than a 5 year. And it should be, right? It makes it easy. Most you DIYers every DIYer could use Uno. This is easier to apply than wax, right?
Let's come back there to a second where we were talking about bottles and we were talking about sprays in 1 year. Let's come back to that for a second. Because when I do, let's say if people are watching, let's say they do get a bottle and it says 1 year, says 2 year, right? We've seen that. We've seen sprays that they can
put anything.
Put anything. Got it. This isn't to go after them, so please don't misunderstand. It's more for your information, for your peace of mind. When you're trying to evaluate, do I take a 1 year? What is a 1 year coating? Can I get a 1 year coating in a plastic bottle spray?
That smells like pineapple, that has fragrance? The answer is no, right? So one of the things that we really believe in is that if you go into the HyperClean Specialist group on Facebook, you'll see people ranting and raving about the longevity of Uno. So we have a belief system building our products that under promise, over deliver. Our 1 year probably realistically is 18 to 24 month coating that we label a 1 year because I want it to last. I know not everybody's going to maintain it perfectly and do all the right things, and most of you are, some of you aren't. And I want to feel good about putting this on my car.
That hashtag overbuilt, a lot of it came from.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, overbuilt wasn't our idea. No. It came from the community around us. And one of the things that I want people to realize is there was a troubling thing when I was an installer for my last company before I became an owner, where they have a coating that says 3 to 5 years. I want everybody to really think about this. In what world can I say, I can take this bottle and go, this is my 3 year all the way to my 5 year coating without putting some onus on you, the owner? meaning you got to follow all these rules, you got to do all these things, you got to use all these toppers, you got to, visit your detailer so often. And I expressed that to them, and I said, I don't believe in that. Are you guys going to make a change? Are you going to build a 3-year and a 5-year? No, and that's their decision. But as a car owner myself, as all of us are, and I care about my stuff, one of the things that I want to put out there is, with us, you have a 1, 2, a 3, and a 5-year. It's not overkill. Those products fit somebody, but to get a 2-year, I have a certain level of active ingredient. To get a 3-year, I have a certain level of active ingredient. To get a 5-year, I have a certain level of solids, active ingredient in the formula. How can it be the same solids in your 3-year as your 5-year? Well, it really can't. And I really, Marty, I don't know how you feel. I hate all the confusion in the market, especially for those that just want to care for their cars.
It's tough. It's tough because we've shared the story. It's not something we'd like to publicly talk about too much, but the reason why it's such a headache and such troublesome is because, listen, we've used them. We've used some stuff, and we've used it, and we go, ugh.
Yep.
Like it didn't even make it through a cleanse wash, what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The reason why we know is cleanse and the power of cleanse is the reason why we know that a lot of these sprays that are marketed, the reason why we know is, hey, you can take cleanse and it'll wash off.
Yeah, and we have spray sealants, right? Those aren't bad products.
No.
They're a product specific to doing something.
Yes.
And so when we know that a lot of you are typing in trying to find out what are the difference between a 1-year and a 5-year. Well, the difference is the solids, the active ingredient, right? And when something's water-based, which is what you see in 99.9% of bottles that are plastic with a trigger on them, it's a spray sealant. And those are awesome.
They're great.
We have Slick, we have Spray Coat, we have a spray and rinse product.
And we will probably come out. What's kind of on our radar is that spray sealant that's so popular.
Yeah, and again, we don't have to confuse all these things, but we have. And so it's on us to the people that follow us to say, look, a 1-year is easier to apply. I would say most 5 years of this level, I wouldn't want a DIYer messing with it. And if I were in my garage, I wouldn't want to mess with it if I was just trying to take care of my car. Our 1, 2, and 3 year, all of you guys it'd be a great thing to build up. Start at Uno, then do Dose on your next car, and then do Trey on your next car. Would I ever jump to Sparta? I see a lot of conversation about this as well. Coatings shouldn't be pro only, and everyone knows how to apply them. Well, that's not true. We've seen a lot of horror stories with 5-year coatings. Other companies have made good coatings in our life, and I watched $1.2 million worth of cars get damaged by a manufacturer selling to a pro and not monitoring them. So now we're saying that a robust 5 year is just available to everyone. I just wouldn't mess with it if I was a DIYer. And especially if somebody told me this coating's 3 to 5 years, I would never buy that coating because something's off in the marketing and the messaging and probably in the chemistry.
So completely with you, right? If I'm an enthusiast, a DIY guy, if I'm somebody that likes to care for my own vehicle, don't mind paying somebody, but hey, listen, it's my baby. It's what I like to do. Plenty of people use it for their therapy in a sense. It's something they just enjoy doing. I get it. Okay. But there's also this other side of the market, not just the DIY or the enthusiast. There is the professional. Now, there's a lot of pros that think that they should just carry a 5 year, right? They'll message into us. We'll hear from us. They just think that, hey, I need to have it in case, right? Hey, maybe somebody's going to want it. I want to stop us talk about that for just a second. There's a reason why we have made, listen, you want to go to talk about Sparta, you want to be in, you want to wonder if you could do it. We have a podcast, Pints Polishing Podcast. We have videos where we go over Sparta. We go over our 5 year and what you would need to do to be approved. So go back into the archives, go back and listen to that, and then go to HyperCleanStore.com. There's a place on the Sparta page that you'll click, and you'll fill out a form, and then one of us will call you, and we'll have a discussion if if you almost, in a sense, make the first wave.
Yeah.
Because once you fill out that form, you are going to get looked at. And that first wave is what?
How many Trey installs have you done, which is our 3-year? We like to see a fair amount of those. Have you kind of gradually, or do you use all of our coating lineup working up to Sparta? If you're a beginning detailer, there's nothing better than a 1, 2, and 3-year package system just to get your start. Okay? Then when you get some time under your belt, you can go 1, 3, and 5. Right? Some people never leave the 2-year behind. I mean, we have plenty of people that professional shops that do a lot of 2 years. But the first wave is, are you purchasing, right? And showing us that you install consistently a product like Trey. Then we look at social media. You know, we look at your work. We look at how you carry yourself. We look at a lot of different things.
The carry yourself is a big one. And most of the people that we talk to, that we say that, they appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And they appreciate how rare it is that people will look at your social media and examine. No, it's not the before and afters and the 50-50s. It's not that.
No.
It really is how you present yourself, your professionalism.
Yeah.